YTPC. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope you're enjoying your Friday so far. Here, where I'm at, it is raining with gray skies and thundering. And I love it. I really don't care personally too much about bright, sunny, hot days. Don't get me wrong, I love, the sun at times, when you want to go out and do stuff and be outside and enjoy it. But there's something about the gloomy weather that just calms me and is peaceful, especially with the rain and the thunder. I find it very calming. So when I'm done shooting this video, I plan to probably go outside on the front porch and enjoy the smell of the air and watch the rain and listen to the thunder. It's one of my favorite things to do. Even when Hurricane Helene come through, we were sitting out on the front porch watching it go by. Thankfully, we were in an area that didn't get hit too hard by the hurricane. Now, about 45 minutes from us is where they got hit the hardest. But nonetheless, we were outside on the front porch smoking cigars and watching it go by, which is nothing new for us because when I was a kid, I grew up for about 4.5 years on the island of Okinawa, Japan. My dad was he was a Marine, spent 22 years in the Marine Corps, and for 4.5 of those years, we were stationed in Okinawa. And my dad was the apartment building manager, I guess you could call it, the super, if you will, for the apartment building that we lived in. And it was a skyrise apartment, so it just went straight up. I think it was maybe 15 floors, 20 floors, something like that. And we lived on the very first floor. But we were maybe, 100 yards from the shoreline of the beach. You could literally walk out our back porch and be at the beach in 2 minutes, just walking. But anyhow, we lived on the first floor, but my dad being the super, he had access to the roof. And we would have what they call typhoons come through. And anytime a typhoon come through, we would always go to the top floor and get onto the roof, and we'd sit up there on the roof and watch the typhoons go by. And I couldn't have been no more than 5 or 6 at the time. I have vivid memories of doing that. Maybe not the smartest decision looking back, but still here, so I guess it wasn't too bad. Anyway, housekeeping. It is indeed Falcon Friday, and I just finished watching Jonathan over at Piper X1X, watching his video and him showing his Falcon collection. And what a beautiful collection, man. He has some amazing Falcon pipes in that collection. The one I'm smoking now is the only one that I own. So Jonathan has given me something to aspire to as far as a Falcon collection goes. But this one is just a basic, straight Falcon, I guess. I don't know if it has a specific name. It is twisted there with a black coloring in the center. And just a basic short bowl, black sandblasted or rusticated bowl there. And it's really cool how I came into possession of this. I was doing some tobacco trading with a buddy of mine on Instagram, and in one of the packages that he sent me was just the bowl of this Falcon pipe. And in his note, he mentioned that he had purchased a Falcon pipe, and I think he ordered the stem and the bowl separately, and the company sent him the wrong bowl than from what he had actually ordered. So when he contacted them, they said, well, it's just more expensive for you to ship it back and then us to ship another one and yada yada. So just keep that bowl and we'll send you the right one. So that wrong bowl that they sent him, he already had one, so he didn't need two. So he sent it to me. And I did not have this stem prior to that. So I was like, well, I got a free Falcon bowl. Now I need to go out and buy me a stem. So I went to my local tobacconist that following weekend and purchased this stem. And I've been enjoying it ever since. I know most people don't show accessories, but I'm going to today. Today I'm using my I Am Corona Old Boy. And my tamper of choice today is this one here. It's got the man on the front, the bearded man on the front, and it says the SG. And this was made for me by a friend of mine that used to be on YouTube probably about 10 years ago or so. And he made this for me by hand. He carved it by hand. And the reason it says the SG on the back is because when I was on YouTube about 10 years ago in the piping community, my channel name was The Smoking Gent. So he made that for me, but very thankful to have that in my collection. Not cooperating with me today. I can't keep it lit. I need to puff more. Well, the biggest reason that I wanted to hop on here and make a video is to do a video response. All right, sorry about that. I had to cut the recording really quickly and go check something out. I thought I heard a noise. Probably just one of the cats or something. But I had to go investigate, so sorry about that. But anyhow, the reason I wanted to jump on here today and make a video is to do a video response to Delta Kilo, I think it's 317. He reached 300 subs recently. So congratulations on 300 subs. That is an incredible milestone. And he's doing an awesome giveaway where everybody who enters wins. First of its kind that I'm aware of, where everybody who does a VR wins a prize. And the prize is absolutely incredible. A handmade by him pipe tamper. What an incredibly kind gesture. I think that's amazing, man. And thank you for doing that, man. I think that's really awesome of you. What a wonderful way to give back into the community. I think it's really awesome. But what he wants to know is, what is our worst tongue bite experience when it comes to piping? Now, here's the thing. He specified, what is your worst tongue bite experience when it comes to a pipe? Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately in this case, if it doesn't count as an entry, I've never really gotten bad tongue bite from piping. I've gotten some mild irritation where I'm like, okay, that blend just didn't agree with me. But Once a blend starts getting really sloppy in the pipe, or I detect a little bit extra heat in the smoke, I'm just done before the tongue bite even has a chance to occur. But I do have an experience to share when it comes to cigars. So back in 2015, I was working at a cigar shop, and the owner and I were going to New Orleans for IPCPR, which I think it's called PCA now, but it's basically the tobacco trade show. It's where all of the cigar companies, pipe companies, hookah tobacco companies at the time, and all of them were showcasing their brands and revealing new cigars and new lines they were coming out with. And it was one of those things where everybody was there. So the owner that I worked for, he was flying out to to New Orleans. And this guy does not get on airplanes. So I drove from here to New Orleans. And I had a buddy of mine with me who was a volunteer for a nonprofit company called Cigars for Warriors. They give cigars, donated cigars. They're donated to the company, and then the company then forwards those built packages of cigars and cutters and lighters, etc., to the men and women that are in war zones or deployed overseas. So he was going to the trade show to run their booth. So he rode with me. And we smoked cigars the entire ride, one after another. There was not a moment that there was not a cigar lit in that car from the time we left my driveway till we pulled into the hotel in New Orleans. And then the trade show started the next day. And the trade show lasts for 3 days, 3 full days. And the companies, when you go visit their booths at the trade show, they're always handing you a free cigar, right? Try this one, try this one, try this one, especially if they have something new coming out. So we were smoking cigars all day long, all 3 days at the trade show. And plus you had hundreds of other people in the building smoking cigars as well. So the air is just thick with cigar smoke. And then on the ride home from New Orleans back to my hometown, you guessed it, we smoked cigars the entire way home as well. And between my house and New Orleans is about, I think it's 13 hours, roughly. Could be wrong, but I remember it being like 13 hours. All in all, from the time I left my house, spent 3 days in New Orleans, and got all the way back home, it was about 5 days. 5 days altogether. Smoked somewhere close to about 50 cigars in that time. My mouth, my tongue, my throat, my nostrils, my sinuses were so inflamed and so irritated that I probably didn't smoke a cigar for 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that. Now, it wasn't like blistered or anything like that. It wasn't like gross and nasty or anything like that, but it definitely was just like, all of this was just angry and pissed off from all of the smoke. And I didn't want to look at a cigar for a few weeks after that. It was terrible. It was, at the time it was fun, you know. It really wasn't until I got home and away from all of the smoke, I guess, that my my mouth and throat and everything decided that it was angry. So yeah, that was an experience. One that I probably will never do again. I have no ambitions to smoke that many cigars in that short a period of time ever again. So anyway, this video is getting a little long. My rambling has gone on long enough. I just wanted to hop on here, like I said, and do the VR for Delta Kilo 317. Again, awesome giveaway, man. Congratulations on 300 subscribers. Just what a wonderful way to give back to the community, man. I think it's a beautiful thing. So, if you have lasted this long through my ramblings, through my pauses and brain farts, stumbling with words, as I normally do, you have my utmost gratitude. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. It truly does mean a lot to me. It really does. Hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. Sweet smokes, and God bless. See ya.